The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Discretion is advised.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another brand new spanking, whatever this is, of whatever the fuck. Hi, Heidi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm exhausted, but I'm feeling positive. I'm looking forward to getting through this program with you. It's getting hot in LA.
I don't want it to be hot.
It's bumming me out.
It's supposed to be like 89 next week.
Is it really?
Yeah, but it's supposed to be mild next like few days.
Like how mild are we talking?
I think like 72.
I can handle that.
Yeah, but once it starts to get like 85, I can't do it.
So when I was young, and my wife was young, we both complained about the heat now all the time, even though it's not terrible here. But I can't do it anymore. I used to be able to handle like 80 plus. Now, like once it gets in the 90s, I usually would always freak out. But now it's like 82, and I'm miserable.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know.
What is that?
I don't know.
Am I going through menopause?
Oh, menopause.
Am I menopausal?
You're probably menopausal.
What's that mean?
Peri's before actual menopause.
How do you Perry?
Peri.
Perimenopausal is a term?
Yeah.
So that means pre. Yeah. Peri means pre.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yes. I think I'm premenstrual. Or not premenstrual. What's the word? Menopausal?
Perimenopausal.
That's what's going on with me. There's no doubt about it. God damn. How's your week?
My stomach still hurts from laughing so hard, but...
Do you see what I'm doing? I'm holding my... I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah.
Last week, man, boy, did we have an experience talking about... I mean, we don't know. We're not going to try to rehash it, but you brought up the consistently sad story of your husband, but we talked about his balls, and we had a laughing fit that must have lasted 15 minutes.
Oh, I was like, crying. And the next day, I couldn't it felt like I had just done like a bunch of like push-ups.
It was something.
Push-ups.
Sit-ups? Sit-ups. Push-ups would also hurt, but not like that. Thank you again for having such a good sense of humor about it.
You're welcome. Well, he did too.
Yeah.
So that was,
Right. When Todd put his hand up and said, I can't continue, I thought I was going to pass away as well.
Have you ever laughed so hard that you like thought maybe you might poop your pants?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I felt. Like I was like laughing so hard that I was like, oh my God, am I just going to poop right here?
I'm stoked that you didn't. Thank you for not doing that. Although that would have made the moment maybe even better had you actually shit all over Todd, because you guys were really close. We could have had two hosts on the show that have been shit on before. Oh, I can't imagine, and I'm doing it right now.
Speaking of, on my way over here, I noticed, where was it? Like off the 101, there's so many RVs with homeless people. Like there's a whole like city of them along the 101. It's crazy. I never noticed that before.
How come I can't afford an RV, but they have RVs?
Well, they're like
they're dumpy,
like the Breaking Bad RVs. Like they're cooking meth out of them.
So now it's no longer tent city. It's like RV city.
Once you go past it, you'll see. Like just notice it. Like look on the side.
Let me ask you this: if you have an RV, are you homeless? I mean, you're poor, but I don't think you're homeless.
Yeah, I guess because that's a home on wheels, right?
Right.
Yeah, so you're just
you're unemployed, but you have a home.
You're an adventurist.
Does a tent? If you have a tent, you're still homeless, right?
Yes.
What are the rules of homelessness?
I don't know. Now I'm confused.
Because tent homeless, RV, you have a home.
Yeah.
Because that means you have a bed and you have like a seat and you have a place to prepare food or crack on the countertop.
Last night I got I had pepper spray in my hand, and I was leaving work, and I parked down this like road that's It's a little dark, but I looked around. I'm like, no, I'm okay. And then I turned around and I see this guy, like maybe like 6 cars down, and I couldn't make him out. But what I thought it was some like yuppie looking guy with like tan pants. Well, then all of a sudden he makes this noise like that, and I was like, oh shit.
Oh, this guy's nuts.
And he started to pick up his pace, and I was like, oh my God. So
Wait,
I like
coming towards you, or he's behind you?
Yes, he's behind me, but he's headed towards me.
And from what I hear, women don't like when people are walking behind them, right?
No, it's weird.
Yeah.
Especially when they're like, oh.
That'll do it every time.
And I always walk in the middle of the road too. I don't care, like where the lights are and stuff. I'm not walking on the side. So then I get in my car. Oh, I get in and I lock the door. And he walks by and he goes like that to my car on the front. Like, and
on
he
the
goes,
hood?
Yeah, he goes like, ah.
To look at you?
Yeah, he just went like that, and then he walked away, and I was like, Jesus Christ! But he looked like, if you've ever seen Carol Burnett and Tim Conway, he does the old man. That's what he looked like. But this guy was probably like 30, but he looked like the old man.
Wait, the old Carol Burnett?
The old man, Tim Conway, the old man.
Let me look it up
He
right
was
now.
always like, I'm recovering.
Tim Conway.
Carol Burnett was my
Old
favorite
man.
show.
I don't think I've ever seen a single episode.
Oh, they're the best.
Is he in makeup? Oh, okay.
Messy.
Yeah, this shit.
Yeah, that's what he looked like. But from far away, he looked like some yuppie yacht guy. Yeah, that's what he looked like. But he was young.
Oh God.
It was like.
Did he have
dirty.
white or blonde hair kind of
It was
thing?
just dirty. It was blonde, but it was like so full of soot.
I have a dumb question.
Mm-hmm.
Is Carol Burnett show, was it like sketches?
Yeah, it was like a variety show.
Variety, that's what it's called.
But it was mainly sketches.
Who else was on it?
Tim Conway, Harvey Korman. Korman? That doesn't sound right.
Carol
Burnett, Tim
Burnett
Conway,
show.
Harvey Korman, Vicki Lawrence.
I don't know any of these people.
Do you remember the show Mama's Family?
No, never even heard of it.
What?
Carol Burnett, Vicki Lawrence, Harvey Korman.
Yeah, Harvey Korman.
Tim Conway, Lyle Waggoner.
Oh, I was in love with him, but little did I know that he was gay.
Oh, Dick Van Dyke.
He was
Charo
a guest
was on there.
Yeah, so they had like guests
Dinah
that came
Shore.
on, and it was almost like an SNL sort of thing.
Yeah, I missed it. What were the years? It started in 1967, so you were like 5. Zing, bada bing.
And at the end, she had the song, I'm so glad we had this time together. And then she would do her earlobe.
Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah.
To her dead mom or grandmother or some
Yeah, it
shit.
was something. Yeah.
Who's the, is her song, She Could Turn the World On With Her Smile? You could turn
Mary
the
Tyler
world.
Moore.
That's the one. Mary Tyler Moore.
Mary Tyler Moore.
Husker Du does a cover of that song.
Oh, really?
It's really cool. Another show I know nothing about. Absolutely fucking nothing about it.
I love all those. Anyhow.
Anyway.
I'm sure we've lost every listener right now.
I'm ready to wrap it up. I'm so tired today, but it's also been, let's talk about the documentary.
Which one?
I want to get it. I want to get the
Phoenix?
Yeah. So, we're filming this on Friday. Tuesday night, the documentary called Phoenix Rising came out, and that's the one, the Evan Rachel Wood documentary about the Marilyn Manson allegations. Mm-hmm. And I participated in that movie. So quick catch up. I came out with a bunch of tweets about Marilyn Manson supporting some women who had claimed to have been assaulted before it was like a public thing. And this director, Amy Berg, reached out to me and asked if I would be willing to participate in something she was already working on. I didn't know that Evan was planning on coming forward. So that was September of 2020. And then late October, I went to a house and met the director, and there was a crew there. That was the first time I'd seen Evan since 2008. That's the last time I saw her. And then I met the other girls who had come forward, and there were some other people that were there that were like edited out of the film because of legal like it's a weird. There's a lot of shit that you can't. The law fucks up a lot of people coming forward, I guess is what I want to say. But that day was incredibly powerful. I haven't talked about it publicly yet, but it was a day that kind of changed me. I didn't realize the depths of how bad things were with Manson and these women and some men. But I'm proud to have participated. The film came out. I was worried that it might be edited in a way that, editing can change everything. So they can take things out of context that you said and put it with different responses and make you say all kinds of stuff. That did not happen in this. I felt like I was represented properly. That day in particular, did you see it? Mm-hmm. You watched it? Okay.
Yeah.
So episode 2 starts with that meeting with the survivors and everything.
Yeah.
And that was very true to what actually went down that day. There's so many stories from that day that were not put in the film that I hope come out at some point.
There's only two episodes, right?
Yes. That's it. It's done.
Okay.
But
and does 2 start with where she's in the kitchen with her mom?
I think so.
And she was like, "I just want to give you Dan a hug."
Oh yeah. That was very, 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 very sweet.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very surreal to have the film out. I was nervous to watch it. I watched it with my wife the night it came out, and I thought it was very powerful. I'm still blown away by the bravery of those women and the balls it takes for them to kind of tell their stories. And again, there's so much that didn't make it to the movie that I hope comes out.
Right. I also love that she changed the law.
The Phoenix
That's got
Act.
to be like
that's
fucking phenomenal. Wow.
They didn't get where they wanted to get, but they're still fighting for it all the time, and it's a big deal. And she should be very proud of herself for doing that. What was your impression of the film? I have so many thoughts, but I'm all jumbled at the moment.
Well, I'm trying to say it in a way. So I don't have issues with any of it. I have issues when the Me Too thing came out, and not in a bad way. I think that's great. But I feel like when it came out, there were so many people that came forward with stories that ruined these men's lives who may not have been true, and the men didn't get a chance to fight back or say, hey, wait a second. And I think that there was a lot of women that took away the actual women who had been abused and raped. I feel like they took that away from them.
Watered it down a bit.
Well, no, but they took that, women who have been raped at gunpoint or stuff like that, and they made it. There were so many people that were coming out with these stories, ruining men's lives, and for me, I had an issue with it, and I felt like, oh, whoa, let's
As far as the due process of the whole thing, or what?
I feel like it should have been. There should have been. I mean, in the cases like Bill Cosby, I mean, duh. You know what I mean? That's 48 women that came forward, please. When there's a girl that says, I dated this guy, this comic, and, and we got naked and had sex, and I just felt so uncomfortable. Stuff like that.
Oh, the Aziz part.
Yeah, I really felt for him because I know how women are here in LA, and I really felt for him because he's like, I had no idea. We were both naked, about to have... So, but that ruined his career for a minute. He's back now. It's fine. But I feel like there should have been some sort of and her story took away from the women who are actually... Whose
story?
The girl with Aziz.
Oh, these. Okay.
Yeah. So sometimes I have a little thing well, let's see, who, there's 2 sides to, but this one started off, and it was amazing because I can see, trying to word it in a proper way. I can see that how it affected her, and she was so young. And I had somebody say, the other day, well, that's her fault that she, I said, if you've ever
there's
been in
something-
a relationship that is abusive, especially that young, and especially because she looked up to him and she liked she was like,
I'm so sick of this thing of like, if you're being hurt or whatever, just leave. You people sound
like,
so fucking
yeah.
stupid when you say that. You have no idea how real abuse works and how it's not like things are great and then one day they're terrible. It is a slow process. It is methodical, especially when you're dealing with someone who's hyper intelligent,
right,
and charismatic, and
and a star
gives you some positive reinforcement and love, and it takes you traveling, but then sprinkles in some bad shit, and it happens over time. And I know in my case of watching it, like here's something I want to also set straight is, as soon as I came forward with what I had seen and experienced and heard from people who were dealing with it firsthand, most of what I saw that was inappropriate with him was not with Evan. So that's everything that has come out about me is like all about Dan and Evan. I didn't see a ton back then. I saw her physical appearance change. I saw her personality change, and I heard from people on the tour who were very high up in the tour the kind of stuff that was going on. But no, I never saw it with my own eyes, but I saw her change. On the other hand, I did see him do some pretty terrible things to his now wife. And that's the stuff I can speak full on with firsthand knowledge of it. I saw it. I was there. So I like when I went to that meeting for the survivors kind of meeting, most of what I discussed was my experience as his personal assistant, 2014, 2015. Not as much of what happened with Evan 2007, 2008. But I heard a lot of shit from people who took care of them on tour. I'm not going to out any names, but higher up people on the tour that dealt with them daily. That's where I heard the stuff that was kind of going on.
Right.
So I just want to make that clear so there's no more confusion. But the manipulation part, like, it is a slow thing. You break someone down and then they feel like at a certain point, sometimes they feel like they deserve it or they have no other options.
It's Stockholm syndrome.
Yes. And standing up and saying something, it's very easy for a lot of you people to like just say something, defend yourself, leave. But you've obviously never been in this situation or had a mother, sister, daughter. I'm sure men have to deal with it too, but you've never had someone close to you go through it. It's not as simple as that. And I know for me, a lot of the stuff that I knew in the moment was fucked up, but I didn't realize until I had some time and some space away from it, like kind of how powerful that stuff is. And it takes a while to look back and be like, oh, that's what was going on there. That's horrible. I mean, some of it's obvious, but when you look back, when you look at the whole scope of things, and you can see it from like a bird's eye view, you get the whole picture, and that's when you realize how fucked up it all is. So it's tough, but I thought the movie did a good job.
I thought it was good. I just want to say I don't. My point is that I feel like it got to in the world with the Me Too thing. I think it got to a point where anybody could say anything about a guy, and his job was taken, his life was ruined, without like him saying, "Hey, wait a second." Like, right, we didn't want to hear from the man.
For a lot of it, there was no due process, and there was no it was like the whole the Believe Women movement,
right?
Which is like, well, like there was a comedian who's like, well, believe all women for like no matter what they say,
right?
And I get that, but
right. But
this is not what we're talking about in this case.
I just wanted to reiterate what I kind of meant, so people aren't like, what? But I'll speak free. I was in an abusive relationship, and when I was younger, so I relate to her.
I had to.
I relate to her a lot because I was young and in a band, but I was like for an example, driving and thrown out of the car for something I said and kicked in the ribs, but still was with this person. My head was bashed in a door over and over again, but still was with this person because you're emotionally attached to them. They do that, and then they give you flowers the next day. And I'm sorry, I was drunk. Oh my God, we're such like Sid and Nancy, but yet.
Yeah, that's how you can romanticize it. People romanticize like we're so dysfunctional, but we're here for each other.
Yeah.
So what was the turning point for you? How did you get out of it? Or did you just break up and then you realize later like, oh, that was fucked?
No, I got out of it by what did I do? I think I just went into another relationship, which is healthy.
Yeah.
So I broke up with them because I was like, no, I can't. Like we separated but I was young. I was like 21. My frontal lobe isn't ready yet. And so she was 17, 18 when they met. How old was she? Like 16 when they met?
I think when they met, she was 17, but they started dating when she was 18 or 19.
Right. So, I mean, like, look at how young. And he was 38, 37 when they, right?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, well, here's
I
another
felt
thing.
bad
Like,
for her.
That's one of those things, too, where, because I have friends argue about this with, like, that's not illegal. It's just, you can look at it and be like, that's fucking weird, but it's not illegal.
Right.
So you can't judge it completely on the age thing.
But there's
it's
a lot
odd,
of,
it's a little gross, but it's not illegal.
No, it's not illegal, but they're like mentally and emotionally, you're not
ready for a relationship like that.
You can be an old soul all you want, but you're not ready for, especially an abusive one or something that you're being groomed. You're not ready to stand up for yourself and say, fuck you.
Yeah, that's the fucked up part.
Yeah. Especially when she had said too that she looked up to this person. She was a fan. So that's another thing.
That's one more thing I wanted to address too, is I know that Marilyn Manson fans are going to find this episode and watch it, and a lot of them will try to find a way to pick it apart. I understand. Remember, I was a Marilyn Manson fan since I was 14 years old, and there were some great parts working for him. I'm proud of the work. I'm proud of the tours. He's the first person that took me around the world, my first world tour. So I do understand Manson fans that don't want to believe that this is true. I get it. But you can wish and hope all you want, but at a certain point, you kind of have to look at the numbers and the facts and watch the film, and don't watch it trying to poke holes in it or find what's wrong with it. Like, just no one wants to be true. If I found out that I don't know, my favorite Red Sox player was a child murderer or a pedophile or something, I would be crushed. Right. You don't want to believe it, but here's the deal. Sometimes our heroes can be pieces of shit in some ways.
Right. And
no matter how much you want to deny it or ignore it, it doesn't make it go away.
Well, and
by the way, I know Manson fans. I toured the world a few times with this guy. I know a lot of you. I've met a lot of you. It's a great fan base. It's a great, a very supportive, like fiercely loyal fan base. And I'm sure that this is frustrating. And I know a lot of people have sent me messages and of like, I was a fan and now this sucks. But you know, the facts are the facts, and it's hard. But you have to kind of start sort of coming to terms with the fact that this might be your reality.
Right.
There was no organized group to like put these girls together to all come down on him at the same time. And I've been told that I did this all for the money. I have not made not $1. There was no discussion of to participate in the film. I was not offered any money. All I was offered was a car service from my house to the interview, and I turned it down. I drove myself. That is all I've been offered from day one. Nothing since. That's it. I mean, it's simple as that.
I've been friends with him since I was I don't know, since Electric Hellfire Club.
Heidi's name drop. She isn't afraid to drop those names. Kinda lame.
We're talking about a serious subject, but this is still, for the most part, a comedy podcast, so I gotta drop it in there, here and there.
But I've known him for a long time, and we were friends, because we were in the same, he would come see our shows in Florida before they were even Manson. They were just the spooky kids before he started to wear makeup. And so I've known those guys forever. And Scott Patesky, who he passed away a few years ago, I loved him so much. We actually dated for a little bit and stuff. So I know it was hard for me because I'm always well, there's two sides. I don't know. But so after
there is two sides.
Yeah.
There's always two sides.
Yeah.
And my hope is that at some point he will have his day in court, literally, to give his side. He's owed that, and he deserves that. Yeah. But
because he wants a jury trial.
Good. He should get one.
But the thing is that
did he say that? I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it's in his not affidavit, but he put up all this stuff on Instagram. A friend of mine sent it to me that
he did, or his lawyer did.
He told his lawyer that, and then it was about the FBI lady and stuff. Yeah. But
he deserves it. He deserves his day in court. That's what we're talking about. Everyone does.
But I was telling a friend of mine, if you said it, I trust you, I believe you, so I believe you. So it's hard for me to
I've been doing this kind of. I've been doing podcasts and radios since 2009, and if you've listened at all, you know that I am honest to a fault, to an embarrassing fault. I'm not full of shit.
Yeah.
And again, I have zero vendetta towards the man himself. I said it in my initial tweet thread. I'm not here to get him in trouble or talk shit or punish him. There's things I appreciate. I still, I think he's a great artist. I think he's incredibly intelligent and funny. I've said all this before. It's more to support these people that I know are telling the truth.
Right.
There's patterns that I didn't know about. And I hear certain girls say something. I'm I've seen him do that with this girl before. I've seen him say that exact thing or act that certain way or give that gift or whatever it is. There's patterns that are just, to me, overwhelmingly, it's not just a coincidence.
Right.
Well,
and seeing her reaction to seeing that somebody in his camp had come forward to say, yeah, that made me think,
there was some surprising things for me too. When I first came forward, September 2020, I got a couple texts, a couple phone calls, some messages from current and former band members, current and former crew members, being 100% spot on. This is what I saw. This is the kind of shit I saw, backing me up. One of the guys in the band when I was there, 2007, Rob, he was the bass player and guitar player. He sent me a really shitty message just saying I was a turncoat or some I stabbed him in the back or lying or some shit. And that's his experience. That's fine. He's been trying to get back in the band for many years and behind the scenes trying to get the this is what I'd heard from Manson himself, that the old guitar player was trying to get the new guy fired so he can get back in. So I get why he would say whatever. And maybe, his experience could be different than mine. That's also fine too. But, and since the movie came out, I've been a little surprised with the people that have sent me messages. Other band and crew people I hadn't heard from, also backing it up and giving kudos.
Yeah.
And, I'm proud of it. I don't like, I'm more impressed with the girls, and I don't like the attention really being on me for good for you. I waited too long. I still feel like I waited too long to say anything. So for that, I'm still sorry. But anyway, watch the film, come to your own conclusion. Amy Berg is the director. She did an unbelievable job. She's made some films I've loved. She did a documentary called Deliver Us from Evil about like pedophile priests and stuff that was incredible back in 2005 or 2006. She did West of Memphis, which is like the all-encompassing West Memphis 3 documentary that was just amazing. And I think she did a beautiful job. It's also an artistic film, Phoenix Rising. So
Yeah,
it's on HBO. Check it out.
I liked it a lot.
Watch it, learn from it. And that's all I got on that, I think.
Oh, and I finished Morning Sun. Everybody should
There
watch
we
that
go.
too.
Look at you, dude. Morning
Wow.
Sun, the great documentary from our friend Mr. Todd Newman. You can find this film on Amazon and a few other places.
Yeah, it was on it.
We gave you a task a couple weeks ago to watch it and give a full review. We talked a little bit about it because you couldn't be bothered to watch the last 30 minutes of it.
Exactly.
Since then, you've watched it. Your thoughts?
First off, I can't believe that I'm not friends with Dave because his sense of humor is amazing.
That's how we all bonded with him. That's why we're all buddies. It's incredible.
Like, so I need to meet him. I think we'd be really good friends.
You wouldn't.
No?
No. He doesn't take too many new friends. You would get along. You would get along.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Not
Probably no sleepovers.
Not like best friends, like we'd braid each other's hair. I just mean like we would get along well.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Because I liked what he said, that humor through tragedy. He talked a lot about that. And
yeah, which
I
is what
can
we all
relate
believe. That's
to
our
that.
religion.
Yeah.
All of us.
Like that's, I mean.
Did you cry during it?
I cried at when the trial was happening and his dad.
Oh, man. Yeah.
You know? And I mean, I just think their whole relationship
when his dad was
beautiful.
when he was trying to comfort Dave or whatever.
Yeah.
It's tough.
But it was such a beautiful relationship that his dad and his mom had, because they got along well after their divorce, and they like went out to dinner together, and you know what I mean, like for the kid, like it was beautiful. And she just seemed like, wow,
she seemed magical.
Yeah, that's what that neighbor said, that she was like a cartoon character.
Yep.
I cannot believe that guy was on the run for 10 years. And that Dave, the feeling he must have felt, like scared. I would have been afraid. Oh, and the
guy was free during the height of Jane's, and I think maybe the beginning of Chili Peppers. I forget the timeline, but I mean, if the dude wanted to find Dave, he could have found him at any number of concerts around the country or world.
But the thing is that the story of him that really impacted me was when he was home from school in his room and he heard this noise outside, and he saw him breaking into the house. He'd crawled up the balcony, took off that door, and then Dave had the wherewithal to, this is how I know he's a very like highly intelligent.
Oh, he's a super smart. Yeah.
He ran downstairs and, Mom, Dean, are you there? And what's up? Oh, someone's trying to break in. And then
it was him. Yeah.
Yeah. And then he said that he knew, and that was his name, Dean, right?
Yeah.
Dean knew that he knew, but they were both acting. And then his mom came home, and then, or no, before his mom came home, he said, let me show you something, the gun, and then handcuffed him to the fucking toilet.
Yep.
He could have been dead right there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
It's a heavy film.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It was really, and then he went to go, well, I won't give it away.
Didn't Todd do a great job?
Amazing. Like I told him too, that needs to be on the ID channel. That would
be great.
Yeah.
It should be everywhere. I mean, it
on Netflix.
It should have gotten more props than it did, and I think it's one of those hidden gems that people seem to still stumble upon and suggest to people. But great film. Yep.
Really good. Stephen Perkins.
Mm-hmm. Sweetest guy in the world.
Yeah, he actually he has a band with my friend Eric McFadden. They have like a band. It's like the guy from Fishbone and them, and I don't know what it's called, but they have like a jam band or whatever.
Oh, of course, he loves those jam bands.
Yeah.
let me ask you a question. Since we're talking about murder at the moment,
Mm-hmm.
do you think that mass murderers have to have a mental illness? Okay, well, let me start. In order to murder somebody, do you need to have a mental illness?
No.
What about being a mass murderer or serial killer?
Oh, of course.
Of course.
I think so.
What percentage of mass murderers, whether it's spree shooters or like serial killers, what percentage do you think have mental illness?
Well, I think with like a serial killer, they're very smart, so they're not like a dumb there's something off. A percentage, I'm gonna say 62%.
Okay. So I was arguing with a friend about this a few weeks ago, and he was like, he thought like 100% of people needed to have mental illness.
Mm-mm.
As I don't think you need to have a mental illness to kill anyone. Never mind. I think you can be in your right mind and be a mass murderer just because you like it. I don't think that makes you mentally ill. So I did quite a bit of Googling and trying to go to different websites and get as much information as I could. And I sort of kind of averaged it all out because you can't just trust one thing. So mass murderers are 33% more likely than the public to have mental illness, but between 8 and 11% actually do. That's it.
Wow.
Which seems low,
Right.
but that makes a lot more sense to me than the high number.
Huh.
I think that's what. Let me see what my notes are here.
Interesting.
So, 11% of all mass murderers have mental illness, and 8% of shooters mass shooters.
So, what about like Ed Gein and stuff like that? Did they have?
I don't know if they could even test him back then,
Dahmer?
but it's a good question. I guess it depends on the crime. Like if you're gonna wear people's skin and
The
be
best
like a
is that
necrophiliac and stuff, I wonder.
Yeah.
But like I didn't think for a second you needed to be mentally ill to do those things.
no, I didn't. No, but you're really smart because you have to get away with it, especially with guys like that. Not mass
True.
shooters.
Yeah.
Because you're caught right there. You
But
either
serial
get
killer
killed
stuff,
or-
you got to be.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the guy in New York and D.C. the last week?
I don't know.
There was a
What did
serial killer of homeless people. This guy was going
No.
around and shooting
Oh, I'd heard
or
about
stabbing
Yeah.
or lighting them on fire.
And did they catch him?
They caught him. They had him on video a few times. He would wear the COVID mask and like a hoodie and everything. And there was one time when they saw him go and shoot a guy in the head and the chest and
Jesus
killed him.
Christ.
And then he just went and sat on a park bench, put in his ear pods and started just like jiving on a bench.
So
like
he has a mental illness.
Maybe or not. I don't know. It's interesting regardless, but
Was he young or old?
I don't remember. Let me look.
Interesting.
I had a little.
You know what's funny is that Ed Gein and Jeffrey Dahmer are both from Wisconsin, or not from there.
Well, they carried out.
But Dahmer was from Ohio, I think.
This guy, let's see, he's
And notice they're all white dudes.
not all. The what was the DC shooter was black, wasn't he?
Yeah, because he had.
And
him
also
his-
the guy, the Atlanta child killer.
was he caught?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Was he in?
He was-
Okay,
he,
so
he
two.
was like a tiny little black guy. But yes, it's a very male,
Yeah.
white career. It's wild how white serial killers are. Yeah, they caught the guy. What the fuck is this? I can't find his age.
Huh.
Yeah, people are fucking crazy, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And he posted under a photo of the suspect posted Monday on his Instagram account, and uncovered by the police is the he wrote, feeling devilish, feeling godly. He's probably crazy.
Yeah.
That's the stuff
You
that
know what's
maniacs
funny
say.
is that a lot of
He's 30 years
people-
old. 30.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
A lot of and white or black. White. Yeah, of course.
Only whites kill homeless.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh, a lot of people who are having mental sort of breakdowns or bipolar episodes, manic episodes. If you notice, a lot of them go towards religion, God. My sister had an ex-boyfriend who had some issues and didn't take his medicine, and she started to get messages from him about that he was going to save my nieces from the drugs that were in the town, and that God had come to him. It was all about God. And then they found him in the street without shoes on and socks. It was the middle of winter, screaming about God, God this, God God this, and screaming. And he almost lost his foot because he got what do you call
Frostbite.
it? Frostbite.
He was just off his medication?
Yeah, he had been off for like a couple weeks.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, he was bipolar, but I think there was some other things happening. But a lot of
Why do they go to God?
I don't know. It's like this weird. If you notice too, there's people that are preaching down in Skid Row on the corner, like God save whatever, Jesus loved, like all that.
Like,
It's very extreme.
Wouldn't they think that God would help them? Maybe.
I don't know, but it's a weird. If you've ever like noticed people who are a little off there.
Oh, I notice.
Yeah,
I notice them for sure.
yeah.
Oh. I don't want to talk about it. I had a bad thought.
Balls.
We're gonna move past it. Oh God, I had a question for you somewhere. Hold on a second. I forgot to pull it up. Give me a moment.
Was it about Kim K?
No, but I want to. You mentioned it when you're walking in here. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Can you play it for me?
Yes.
What's the setup? Or you just want to play it, then we'll talk about it.
The Kardashians, it was like
The who?
The Kardashians.
I don't think I've heard of this.
Yeah, they're really,
Okay.
that's how they talk to me. They're talking to Variety magazine about, like, I think it was like their neck. I think they have a new show that's coming out or something.
Thank God.
Forbid. Yeah.
Good. We need more Dashian stuff.
And listen. I'm not saying they're awful, because they are hardworking people. You know what I mean? Like, they do a lot of, but let's listen to this, and then I'll.
It's tough. Like, hard work I get, but like
they're
people that
lucky.
dig ditches, that's hard work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They were born into. Well, wait. Let's listen to this first, and then. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, that they think it just comes easy to people. It doesn't, especially if you want something long term.
I have the best advice for women in business. Get your fucking ass up and work. It seems like nobody wants to work these days.
That's so true.
You have to surround yourself with people
That's so true.
that want to work. Have a good work environment where everyone loves what they do, because you have one life. No toxic work environments, and show up and do the work.
If you're the smartest person in that room, you gotta go to another room. Like, you don't, I want to be around really successful people, because that's gonna drive me to be successful. A lot of people get intimidated to be in a room full of smart thinkers, wealthy people, whatever it is. I want to be in that room. Because it also scares you to want to be, like, to be
It
the
motivates you and
least person
inspires
in-
you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my.
This came out, I think, on either Monday or last week. Friday.
Did you put this in one of your stories?
Yes.
At Heidi Sabrina on
Because
Instagram?
Trevor Noah, then, thank God, came out and he did something on the Daily Show talking about, like, basically not fuck you, Kim K, but showing his grandmother, who worked hard for years. And he goes, what you're not realizing is you have a lot of luck. You were born with a famous lawyer dad. Your mom then married into a famous, the Jenners.
Yeah.
That's luck. It's not your sex tape. That's not hard work. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I mean,
and a lot.
you see, it was pretty hard. That thing was like a fucking just boom
I
right
never
there.
saw it.
You really?
But
oh,
no.
it's great.
But the fact that she's basically calling women not, like, no one wants to work, like, fuck you.
Did you feel insulted by that?
I did.
Okay. Understandable.
And I think probably more than half of the women in the world did too, because by the responses. But so Trevor Noah put up this thing and was like, there are so many women out there that have 2 jobs that can barely pay rent, but they're hard and they have kids and they. How dare you?
If there was more hours in the day, they would work more hours.
Of course. Yeah. And the fact that they are, they talk like.
I think that's part of the reason a lot of the world hates us, is that these are the people. So there's a reason why Kim Kardashian has more Instagram followers than Greta Thunberg.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, people don't care about stuff that really matters.
Right.
And then you have someone who is that privileged since birth telling you that you're lazy, and you look up to this person, you're going to believe it. And I think the majority of people will not be inspired by that. They'll feel more put down by that. I could be wrong. You are a woman as far as I can tell. What are your thoughts on that?
I felt basically
Let me start with, I'm sorry to interrupt
Yeah.
you. Are you a fan of Kim Kardashian to begin with? Or what are your thoughts on her before this?
No, I actually, please don't play the song, but I met her.
I want to play it so bad.
Like a few years ago, like 3 years ago at an event. It was for her kids. And it was my friend and her kids, and I came along, and she was really, she was really nice.
Yeah.
She was like really sweet.
Okay.
And like a mom, you know what I mean? Like she was just this tiny little thing with a big butt, fake butt. Like, you know what I mean? Like she was like really nice. So and I've only heard like good things. Like she's a very nice person. But after this came out, my point is
I also like that she does a lot for people.
Offended.
She does a lot for people that are wrongfully accused and gets people out of jail.
Yeah,
I like that stuff.
Yeah, I like that too. But
sorry,
what she said, I hope she comes out and reiterates or does it, because I was very offended. Like, you're so lucky. You have fucking billions of bucks. You know, like how I would be fucking hard working too. I'd have all sorts of things I'd be doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What was I gonna say?
No, I'm with you. I think it's amazing what money does allow you to do. You can do more things and affect more lives, because also Kim Kardashian also has a staff.
Yes, that's
You know
what
what I mean?
people
Like
were
they have, like she has a publicist and probably multiples. She has people that handle her PR, people that probably help her with her social media, which gets a lot of stuff going for you.
So a couple people who work for her came out anonymously, and a couple people that had worked in the past for her Skims line came out and
what's
said,
that, like the Spanx
Skims
type stuff?
Yeah, and
okay.
then she does like swimsuits and stuff. But they came out and actually talked against her and said that because she said, Jesus, oh my God.
Okay.
She had said the work environment not toxic, and these girls had come out and said, what the fuck? Like one of them had gotten fired supposedly, so we don't know if that's true or not, but she had gotten fired because she worked at Skims full time and then had like a side job that she was like doing on her own. And she says, you got to work hard.
I was gonna say, did she get fired for working too hard?
She got fired for having like this side hustle. I don't know, but we don't know. And that's another thing. We don't know what's happening. I just want her to come out and say, hey, I'm sorry to all those women that aren't billionaires.
I think you only want her to say sorry if she means it.
Yeah,
she may not feel that way.
Yeah, but just the way she talks inside.
Has she commented on it since that?
No.
With the pushback?
Trevor Noah came out and said what he said, which everybody should go watch that. That was amazing. And then Kanye came out and called Trevor the K word. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No. Can you write it on something?
Yeah.
Write it on the back of this, but don't let the camera see it. The K word.
Yeah.
Don't let the camera. I'll switch it to me.
Oh wait, can you see it?
No. Oh wait, maybe. Yeah, cover it. Keep it covered. Okay, hand it under here. Okay. Let me read this real quick. Oh!
He called him that, and he called him, I believe, the N-word. I'm not sure. And Trevor then came back and said, dude, like, I've been such a fan of yours. You take notes and make these symphonies. He said all these kind things, and he goes, but you gotta like know that what you're doing right now, like you're like on the edge of either murdering people, because he's going crazy over this Pete Davidson thing. Yeah. But yet then he goes and like
he's gonna get Pete killed.
Right, and that's scary. But he said that's what he was saying too. Like you gotta, but the fact that you're calling me these names is like, wow, man, that's
brutal.
not like, yeah, like I'm just, it was crazy. And then then he got scolded on Twitter and was out for 24 hours.
What did he say on Twitter?
No, because he sent that on Twitter, and
that
Twitter
was a public
said,
thing.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I don't know how. A buddy of mine was like, have you seen the new Kanye documentary? I said, no, and I don't ever want to see it.
I saw it.
He's like, why don't you want to see it? My buddy's like not a fan of Kanye's, but he's like, if you see the movie, you'll have a little bit more context and understanding as to why he's the way he is. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, I don't care why he's like, he's just a fucking prick. I mean, he's a mentally ill bastard. And I don't care what the backstory is. I don't care what makes him like that. The bottom line is he's trying to tell a woman who's already made her choice to get out of it.
Right.
That like, you're going to be with me basically. Like we're going to work this out. Come back to me. Like that's
right.
Goes back to what we were talking about earlier, the manipulation and like, I know what's best for you. You don't really know.
Yeah.
And the way he's doing music videos where he's killing Pete Davidson in the videos.
Yeah, but he said it wasn't. Listen,
come on.
I actually...
I don't give a fuck about Kanye. I'm just sick of Kanye.
Yeah, I actually like him. And I think he's a genius.
He is.
Like but he's bipolar, and I don't know if he does his medicine. That's not up to me.
I think he's schizophrenic.
Like, there's some, yeah. But I think I've said this before on the show. I've met him a few times, and he's always been...
How can I not hit the button? Fuck it.
Heidi's name drop. She isn't afraid to drop those names. Kinda lame.
Oh. What's that from?
What this?
Oh.
Do you know what that is?
No, what is
That's
it?
you.
What?
You. Last week, let me play this for you. Here's the original.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Heidi. So now you have a new drop, and it goes like this.
Oh.
I practiced it. Let me play this for you. Ready?
The following
You're gonna love
program
this.
contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Discretion is advised.
Okay.
Oh. 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 Oh my god. Oh my gosh.
We're gonna keep going.
No. Oh. Ew. Oh. Oh my god, enough. Oh.
Discretion.
Oh.
Discretion.
Oh.
Okay. That's enough of that. So you can get used to hearing that all the time.
My point is that he's actually a nice guy. I just hate that he did that to Trevor. No.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
He's losing it.
I would like to jump ahead. It's 2022. 2025 and see where Kanye is at. See what his mental state is in. See if he's alive still. I don't care for the guy, but I do think he is a father. He has I imagine his parents are still alive. He has people that they're not.
No, his mom actually. His mom passed away. She went in to get either.
Sorry,
it was like
sorry, yay.
It was either like a boob job or no. It was some sort of plastic surgery thing, and she went under anesthesia and never woke up. And he was so
Really?
close with his mom.
Oh,
It was really sad.
yeah. So
Anyhow,
I guess that part doesn't work. But like, he does have kids.
Yeah.
I'm sure they would like a mentally fit father
Yeah.
to be around. So,
And who knows? Is
Hope you
this
get
some
the
sort
help
of
you need.
like, I don't know. This is all sometimes I wonder, is this real? Like, are they just like, cause
I think it's real
yeah.
because if it were fake, I don't think Pete Davidson would be in on it because he is in probably, I think, legit danger.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we were talking earlier about the Manson stuff and having a like a fiercely loyal fan base.
Mm-hmm.
You can make an offhanded comment and they can take that as like marching orders to go do something.
Yeah.
And
Like
Kanye has straight up kind of done it in a few times. I mean, he
Right.
sings about Pete. He's in the video, whatever he says or not.
Mm-hmm.
That's very dangerous and irresponsible.
Yep.
So who knows how this is going to end? Stick around.
crazy.
Stick around.
But hardworking woman.
Who is she talking to in that?
She's giving
Some other vapid bitch?
she's giving advice to women of the world.
But who's she speaking to? There's another
It's
person in that.
It's all her sisters and her mom.
Oh.
Or it's Chloe and Courtney. I hate that I know all their names.
They're different people?
Yeah, Chloe and Courtney and her mom.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm not a big Kardashians fan. I do like that first movie is very good.
What movie?
The porno. It's very good. I've used it a few times. Oh my God, that just reminded me. I was watching a pornographic film. Yeah. I'm of age. It's
Why?
okay. Well, I have this issue with my penis where it needs to be like I need to let sperm out of it every now and then.
Right.
So last week I took some edibles and I was watching a pornographic film featuring a woman and a man. And I had headphones in, and at one point the woman said Dan in it, and I was very stoned. I guess the guy's name in the thing might have been Dan, but she's like, Dan. And I was so confused and freaked out where I actually stopped for a second, and I was like, what's going on? I had to rewind, and when you're stoned, you can't focus, and you forget what you're looking for. It was so, it was like
out of a movie where they like break the
break the fourth
wall.
wall, whatever it is. That's what it was. It was like my computer was now speaking to me, and it wasn't. You would think it would be cool, but it freaked me out a lot.
That's funny.
Yeah, freaked me out a lot.
Did you get excited?
No, like I said, it freaked me out. I had to I think I changed it to watch something else.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Christ. That's why I don't watch porn.
When's the last time you did?
I don't.
Oh, it's so good nowadays.
Like why a long time ago.
You gotta get back into it. I want to tell you something interesting.
Yes.
We don't talk about politics much on this show, and we're not really going to now. But I have a nice message. So I bought that old Bronco last year, and I've been just trying to get it like fixed up and constantly doing stuff to it. And I've joined some like Bronco Facebook pages and getting like making like Bronco friends. Don't make fun of me. And I met this guy who wanted to buy some of my old like Bronco parts that I took off of it, and he had some stuff that I might have wanted. And like I've never seen this. I know he's in his 60s or something. He's an older guy, has a tough time walking. But like the other night, him and I talked on the phone for 2.5 hours.
Wow.
At like 2 a.m.
Where does he live?
Not too far, like an hour from here.
Oh, okay. Same state.
And yeah, we're part of the same Southern California Bronco Club. And so we talk on the phone a bit. We text quite a bit. And when I got COVID in December, he made like a passing comment about, you should take ivermectin. It's the best thing you can do for COVID, which is, that's the horse dewormer.
I've had 3 friends who've taken it and been perfectly fine the next day. Like it went away.
I believe it. And here's the thing. I do believe that it works.
Yeah.
But when people say that, ivermectin, you think Republican, right, conservative, Trump supporter person.
Right, which
that's what you assume.
Wrong. Yeah.
Well, it's usually pretty spot on in my experience.
Okay.
So this guy said to me on the phone, I said, my wife and I got COVID. We'll talk when I get back into town. And he's like, ivermectin. My friend took it. It was great. I'm like, oh, I think I know where you stand. But I don't care because we're talking Broncos.
Yeah.
I went and met him for the first time yesterday. Mm-hmm. And I show up, sure enough, Make America Great Again hat. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I had it. I figured.
Yeah.
I figured as much.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, we don't agree politically. I went and saw him again today to drop off some more stuff, and he had the Let's Go Brandon sticker on the back of his truck. And the reason I'm saying this is the message is him and I probably could not disagree more on political issues, but we have found a common interest, which is the whole thing everyone should be trying to do, is don't stay hyper-focused on this one opinion someone has. And, like, I don't care. I don't care what his political beliefs are. And I imagine when he saw me, he probably had an idea as to where I stood, and he didn't seem to care.
Yeah.
And I think as long as, like, I have my new buddy, and if we don't talk about it, it's fine.
That's how it should be.
Let's go back to the old days where you just don't talk about that kind of stuff. Talk about issues, but don't just blanketly judge someone by how they vote. Now, no, that's all.
Or what
that's
they
all I'll
think
say.
too. Like the other, where was it? I said something about, someone said, "Are you going to get the booster shot?" I said, "Hell no, I'm not going to get I'm not going to get it." And they go, "Oh, you're a Trumpster," and I go, how is that even a thing? Like,
It just is.
It's so sad that you have this like one belief, and because you believe that, look at Joe Rogan is a Bernie guy. You know what I mean? Like, and he could be put into that category. So yeah, I think that if you just all try to get along and not judge so hardly, and
Just
have so much hate for someone just because their one belief, just don't
try to
talk
find the
about it.
things we have in common,
Yeah.
and let's focus on the similarities and not
Yeah.
the differences.
Exactly.
And
That's advice that Putin should take.
fuck Putin. I think we're good for today. I mean, this is a pretty serious episode, which is good. But at least we got a new thing out of it.
Did you have questions at all, or no?
We had one. It had to do with the Manson thing.
Oh.
I don't know if I want to play it or not. I'll play it. I don't know how to answer it really. Should I just play it anyway?
Yeah.
You let me know if I should answer it.
Okay.
All right.
Hey guys, Matt from Canada here, first time, long time. I'm wondering if you can help me process something. Jordy White, aka Twiggy from Marilyn Manson, was accused of rape in 2017 and immediately fired from the band. He made one statement that I know of, saying he did not condone he did not condone non-consensual sex of any kind. But he didn't deny it. I guess my question is, do you think he's had a fair trial in the court of public opinion? Is there any reason not to assume the worst when he doesn't try to clear his name? Thanks, guys.
When that happened, I'll start by saying that I have always enjoyed my time with Twiggy very much. I I like him quite a bit. We have similar interests in movies. He's also incredibly dark-humored, funny, can roll with it, can take jokes about him as well. When that stuff went down with his allegations, I picked up the phone and I called him. Not to be like, hey, is this true or false? But just to be like, how are you? Mm-hmm. It must be a tough situation to have that happen. And I don't know him well enough as like a brother or like a friend to know just based on the allegation if it was true or not. But I knew him enough where I wanted to reach out and just like see how he was with that new attention and something as shitty as that. And we had a very nice conversation. He told me some stuff. He explained to me a little bit about, oh man. The long answer to that is that I don't think he did that. And there's reasons why I don't think so that I can't fucking talk about, which is annoying. But as far as, did he have a fair trial in the court of public opinion? Probably not.
No.
But there's a reason, as far as I can tell, why he only made one statement. And that's all I can really say about it. But
I think he's a lovely human.
yeah, you know him from touring as well?
Yeah, I've known him for a while.
And here's the thing. Everybody has flaws. Everybody makes mistakes. He has, he's admitted that before. Him and I have had a bunch of discussions, and he's said stuff publicly before. People make mistakes, but I don't know if you will have a fair trial in the court of public opinion. I don't know. So I'm sorry, Matt. Thank you for listening and all the support and everything. I just don't know if I can fully answer your question the way you would like. Does that make sense? Is that too vague? I don't know how to. I really don't know how to answer it.
No, and I'm kind of glad that it's not really like news anymore, because I feel like it wasn't fair. So
there's stuff like it in that thing where there's so many circumstances and so many things around more than what you see on Twitter or whatever. And again, like, yes, believe people when they say stuff that sounds bad. Like, you have to give it attention and pay attention and respect. You have to respect every allegation no matter what it is.
Right.
You have to, figure it out. But sometimes there's just other shit going on around it where it I guess it muddies the water. I don't know how else to say it.
Right. You know what's funny is that the Michael Jackson documentary,
Leaving Neverland?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The people that watch that and think, oh, no, that's not. It's like, that was so disturbing. And I'm sorry, I believed those guys. And just because they're men, we're not supposed to believe them, and they want they want money and stuff. That was some traumatic fucking shit that they went through. And I believed both of them, just from what I could tell, the way that they treated their moms afterwards and everything, because it was their mom sort of pushed them into. But you should watch it if it's. But
that was an emotional show. That was hard to watch. But I'm with you.
Yeah, and a lot of people. Oh no. He's not him. He's not alive to defend himself. No, I understand that, but that's actual.
Listen, Hitler's not alive to defend himself. But like we know what he did is pretty shitty.
Yep. It took me a while. Like, I couldn't hear any of his songs. Now, if it's on the radio, I might not turn it, but still, I still
love the songs. And here's okay, we're gonna wrap up the show in a second, but going back to the stuff earlier and with like Michael Jackson and whatever, I think I figured it out that the reason that fans don't want to believe these things is because then it sort of makes you look silly in some ways. Or let's say you are a diehard Michael Jackson fan your entire life. And in the 90s, your family or friends are like, but isn't it weird that he hangs out with kids? And you're like, no, it's just, that's who he is. He's Michael Jackson. He wouldn't do that. And then sometimes when things are, when the evidence seems somewhat overwhelming, it's like a I told you so, where you just don't want to be like, no one likes to be wrong.
Right.
Everyone hates being wrong. So when that stuff happens, it's like you were duped, and it's having to admit that you were wrong, and that's hard for a lot of people to do.
Yeah, that's why
it might be that simple.
Yeah, I thought about that with the Manson thing too. Like, if you're a big fan, you have a tattoo of him, or you have a tattue of Michael.
I have close friends that have tattoos.
Me too.
And we've had, Steve Truitt, who's been on the show a bunch of times, I think he might have a few Manson tattoos, and we've had some great conversations about stuff. I don't even know where he fully stands on this. But it's a hard situation, but I assure you that, if you're a fan having a hard time, just imagine how actual victims feel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And they probably had people too saying like, stay away from these people. These people are dangerous. Don't go with Michael Jackson. Don't go with Manson. Don't go with, R. Kelly. Like, these people are weird.
Right.
No. I'm smart. I know what's up. I'm safe. I'm a grown woman now. I'm 18 years old. And, that's just not. So,
yeah.
the moral of the story is just don't be a fan of anybody.
Exactly.
Don't be a fan of this show. Don't be a fan of Heidi.
Right.
Because all she'll do is all the time.
Fucking get your ass to work and work. Women are just lazy.
We got to end. Someone has an Irish lesson for you. I'm going to give you. Did you see it already? Do you know what it is? Okay. So I'm going to write 4 words. This is how you learn Irish.
Okay. Heidi's name drop.
So you got to read this fast, okay?
Dropping the names.
Okay? Mm-hmm. Read it fast.
Okay. Whale oil beef hooked. Whale oil beef hooked. Whale oil beef hooked. Whale oil beef hooked.
You get it?
Yeah. Whale oil beef hooked.
There you go. Show the
Well,
camera.
beef hooked.
There you go. That came in from our buddy Uncle Creepy with a good little St. Patty's Day.
Whale oil beef hooked.
Whale oil be fucked.
Whale oil beef hooked.
So the 4 words, if you're listening, are whale, oil, beef, hooked.
Whale oil beef hooked.
Thank you, Heidi, for coming in today. We'll be a little bit funnier next week. There's just a lot going on this week that demanded our serious voices. But I promise we'll be back next week with better things. Heidi, I hope you have a great week.
Thank you.
And we'll get back to some laughs next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
And remember that tomorrow's just the future's yesterday.
This is Lola, and I'm here to tell the world to stop being such pussies and listen to Rare Form Radio.